Representative Boebert, you have the next amendment designated number 1 to the ANS. You are recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This amendment would amend the blatantly political payout from the spending package that would directly benefit Speaker Pelosi's district. The $200 million proposed for the Presidio Trust was clearly done at the behest of Speaker Pelosi and would be an egregious waste of taxpayer resources. It also runs counter to the enabling statute of the Presidio Trust. The Presidio Trust of San Francisco is a 1,500 acre former military installation now used as a public recreation area with the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. Congress created the Presidio Trust in 1996 to manage roughly 80% of the Presidio and mandated the agency to become self-sufficient by FY 2012. If the trust failed to achieve this self-sufficiency and continued to rely on taxpayer funding, the Trust Act stated that all property under the administrative jurisdiction of the trust be disposed of, and any real property so transferred shall be deleted from the boundary of the Golden Gate National Recreation System. In recent years, this trust has sought $200 million to redevelop up to 22 historic Spanish colonial barracks at its 30-acre Fort Scott site and turn it into a, quote, place for change, end quote. According to the trust CEO, Gene Frazier, the trust envisioned renovating these, quote, buildings so that people who are working in the environmental or social justice areas would have a place to do great work in this magnificent setting, end quote. The original plan laid out by the Presidio Trust in 2018 was to find a wealthy philanthropist to come in and fund this $200 million project. It is clear that that never materialized, and yet the trust has found a new philanthropist to fund this liberal, quote, place for change, end quote, and that is the American taxpayer who did not sign up to be a philanthropist for such. Clearly, a $200 million direct appropriation runs counter to the original intent of the trust and is a very inappropriate way to spend limited taxpayer resources. This is an obvious giveaway to Speaker Pelosi and the powerful elites in San Francisco that support her, and the U.S. taxpayer gets stuck with a bill. This amendment would reduce the obscene amount proposed for this suspect earmark and will also prohibit the trust from using taxpayer funds on any of the pristine golf courses, high-end hotels, or luxury homes and apartments in the Presidio. In addition, this amendment will delay this pet project from being funded until the legitimate maintenance backlog hampering our federal lands is completed first. The current backlog is over $20 billion. I strongly urge my colleagues to vote yes on this amendment, and I yield back.